All right. Hello, all you wonderful, amazing, spectacular, wonderful tea people. I hope you are having a wonderful day, night, evening, week, and all that sort of stuff. Today, just some news. I'm going to drink 3 teas, some teas that I'm experimenting with. Just got in the Chilai Shan Mountain, so I'll drink some of this. And I had some Shanlin Shi laying around, so I thought, why not just throw it in the bowl and we can test them all out together. But this is going on Instagram. This is going on YouTube. So if you want to listen to those, or sorry, Instagram, YouTube, and Facebook. So if you want to listen to it back, then you can jump on one of those. It's a little bit easier than doing it on Instagram. But it's been a while. And why has it been a while? Because I've been enjoying life. I have been enjoying life. I have been not really doing too much other than, there was a 4-day holiday last week. I'm not measuring out these teas, as you can see. I'm just going to have a little bit of fun today. We'll talk about these teas in a second, but I haven't been doing much. I've been sending out everybody's teas. As always, thank you so much to everybody who has bought some teas from us the last little while. And I have been hitting the river. I have been spending time with my family. I've been sort of doing that type of stuff the last little while, and it's been nice. The summer is starting. I've got some projects for the summertime, got some things that I want to do, and we're slowly moving into that. We're slowly moving into that space. My children will be going to summer camps and things like that, so we'll be moving into that type of stuff, but we don't have to talk about that today. But what is the big news? The big news is 5 mountains. Chilai, Shanlinshi, Alishan, Pear Mountain, and Nanhu. So you got 5 different mountains. So there's going to be a taster set. Now, first, it's going to go out. I've already got them packed up. Basically, they're all packed up, ready to go. But the subscription service box will be those 5 teas as mystery teas. So you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You got those 5 teas as mystery teas. And that's fun. Right? So that's fun. So that'll be... again, Chilai Shan, Ali Shan, Shanlin Shi, Pear Mountain, and Nanhu Mountain. The 5 different teas. That's going out in the next subscription box. So next month's subscription box is going to be those different 5 teas, and they're all going to be labeled Taiwan, High Mountain Oolong A, B, C, D, and E. And we'll see. I'll give you good descriptions. We'll talk about the difference in the various places and in the various ways of making teas, but they're all the exact same cultivar, grown at basically the exact same elevation, produced basically in the exact same way, but the difference is the terroir, right? It's the difference in the actual area where it's grown. And that for me is fun. That's one of the things when I first started getting into tea, and when I first started doing sort of the tea stuff, that was what I really wanted to understand, and nobody would teach me, right? And nobody would teach me. And there's a couple different reasons why nobody would teach me. The biggest one being nobody actually knew. Right? So I would go to Alishan and be like, "What's the difference between Alishan and Shanlin Shi?" And they'd be like, well, our tea is better. And then I go to Shanlin Shi. I say, "What's the difference between Shanlin Shi and Alishan?" And they say, "Well, our tea is better." And the reason is that nobody really knew. Nobody knew, because nobody had gone around to all these places, studied, seen when the tea is getting made, done everything they possibly could to pull out the real reason why these terroirs, these areas are different. Nobody had done it. And so what I did was I traveled around and I went to all these different places and I figured it out myself. And so now when I talk about Chilai Shan and I talk about Shanlin Shi, I can tell you the differences between them. Shanlin Shi has got a muddier, thicker soil, so the flavors are muddier and thicker. Chilai Shan is a little bit higher up, rarefied air. It's got cleaner, crisper flavors, but it's not the best terroir. So the flavors are a little bit sort of tart, sweet, soury sort of fruit and things like that. And so when you're looking at these types of teas and you're looking at the difference between them, if you take those two teas just as an example, throw that out there. Shanlin Shi is the one in this country, and depends on where you are in the world, but it's the most desired terroir because of that thick, muddy, like just everything sort of flavors as you drink it. Whereas Chi Shan, not so much, but it's enjoyed by other places that might enjoy like a crisp white wine or something like that, a flavor that's brisk, smooth, light, but with really identifiable taste characteristics. These two teas right here, for example. And I think, anyways, I mixed them up, but whatever, it doesn't matter. They're very it's very Mingxian in Chinese, which means it's very easy to tell them apart. It's very easy for me to tell them apart. But what we're looking at is what I'm going to be doing is just basically that. I'm going to be doing this sample set, which is quite a lot of fun, right? It's quite a lot of fun. So it's going to start with the subscription service. So usually for July, for the subscription service in July, it's usually the relatively popular I'm losing. I got to drink some tea here. I got to drink some tea. When you put it in the fridge, cold brew. There we go. Now it's coming back to me. Cold brew. So it's the cold brew type of tea. So that's when I go and I sample like 20 different teas and I pick out the best one for cold brews and do like 5 or 6 for cold brews. But I'm pushing that back to August this year. So it's being pushed back into August this year. And because I didn't get the teas until early to mid-June. So I decided that I would, because I've got all the teas in, so I decided what I'm going to do is just that. I'm going to have a really fun sort of experience where you're able to actually sample the terroirs and you're actually able to put them side by side and taste the differences between them. If you're, sometimes I feel like, like when I do the boxes, I actually put the answer right in the box, right? So here, I'll actually show you. I haven't written the thing yet because I'm going to send it out shortly. But what it is you get this, right? So here's the box. They're packing them up here, and you got the different teas in there, right? It's the 5 different teas, and then at the bottom is the answer, right? So at the bottom, there you go. There's the answer at the very bottom, and then on the top I put the informational booklet. And so I'm thinking, for the mystery teas, what should I do? I mean, should I just make it so that the mystery teas are a complete mystery and you have to it's only released, on the first of the month, the next month? But I think it's better that way. Or maybe like a website that you can only go to check it out. But I have been really, really, really enjoying all of the beautiful teas that have been coming out this year. I actually got a nice note from somebody, and they were saying how this year the teas are all better than, well, they're certainly better than last year. Okay, so what's happened in Taiwan for the last 3 years? Last year was the drought, right? So last year, a lot of places, they didn't have a lot of water, so they didn't have a lot of the yield, and it just wasn't all that good. The year before that was the cold year. So the year before that was so cold, right? It was just brutally cold the year before. And so that year was really, really mixed. But this year, it was a little bit cold and then it was wet. I was quite worried. I was thinking it was going to be like a really awful season, but it turned out to be one of the best seasons we've had in about 4 or 5 years. 5 years ago was like the best. 4 years ago was also pretty good, but the last 2 years they haven't been the best springtime teas. But this year, it's awesome. Like all of them, even this one right here, which is, we'll get to that one in a minute. Even this one right here it's great. They're all great. Like this sample of this, this box that I'm setting out, I'll probably send it out by Friday, so it'll be a little bit early this year, or sorry, this month. I'm really happy with it. It's really fun for me to be able to send them all out. I wish I could have put in the Jade Mountain as well, but I think I pissed off the Jade Mountain, the wife of the tea master in Jade Mountain. So I'm gonna have to go and visit them. Maybe I'll take my kids and go visit them one of these days. But I'll be able to get the wintertime tea, hopefully. But perhaps the springtime tea just didn't work out. I think I pissed her off. But we won't get into those details. You don't need the. Anyways, I get along better with the husband. Let's put it that way. I get along better with the husband. I get along much better with the husband than I do with the wife. Anyways, so when you're looking at these two, wow, that's kind of fun. When you're looking at these two, right? So this is the Shanlinchi, and then this one is the Pear Mountain, and this one thicker, just milkier, all of that. But I'm realizing now, because I'm not paying attention right now, I've been telling stories and talking about bagua, which means the gossip in Mandarin. Oh, I gotta pay more attention. I forgot which one was the Shanlinchi and which one was the. I think this one was the. Anyways, whatever. It doesn't actually matter. But for the people who are going to be drinking these teas all together, right? So next month's subscription box is 5 of these teas. When you're drinking them all together, you're going to have to focus. Right now, I'm not particularly focused. This is easy to tell what this one is because it's a different cultivar. But when you're drinking 5 different teas that are the same cultivar, they are the same cultivar, just about the same elevation, produced at just about the same time, with basically the same way of producing teas, right? It's all the same. The only difference is the terroir. It's it's going to be, you're going to be able to really test. I mean, you can. I was thinking about it. I was like, if I was a tea teacher somewhere, all right, and this is me. Obviously, most tea teachers would never do this because they're not confident enough. But if I was a tea teacher, anywhere in the world, I'd be like, buy this and test me, right? We can test. Everybody gets tested out. Like it just seems like for a tea club, it just seems like so much fun. Read the descriptions. Go by your own sort of experience of drinking the teas and the different terroirs, and see if you can actually pick out which mountain is which. Right. So 5 mountains. Again, all sort of the same. So I'll drink a little bit of this, and then we'll go back, and I should be able to pick out the difference between these 2 mountains pretty easily on the second go round if I concentrate. So what's going on with this one? This is the Mayor's the Mayor's Alishan, and this is after 1 roast. And so I split the batch in half, and so this is the first roast that's gone through with the first batch. And so this was 6 hours at about 75 degrees. And so it's actually worked out really well. So this batch, I'm probably going to do another 6 hours at maybe 80 to 85, and then maybe 1 hour where I'm going to push it up to 80, to push it up to like 90, 95, just to put a last little twist on the end. And that's going to be one finish. And then I'm going to take the other one, do this sort of the same thing, but then put a 3rd roast on it and try and go even higher and really caramelize the flavor that comes out of that tea. I might actually do it with this one as well. But basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to have a lot of fun. I'm going to experiment with this batch of tea, and I'm going to really try and create something special with it. And because like I was saying, it's really some of the best. from that garden I've ever had. And I've been buying that tea for a long time. And this year was just spectacular. It was just spectacular this year. Oh, wait, here we go. Ready? Wow. Even with one roast on it, there's some caramelizing coming on. There is, the fruit flavors and all the things that are going on with it. Just gorgeous. Really, just really, really nice. So that's gonna be one of my summertime projects. But it's kind of weird roasting the tea in air conditioning because it's in the same room where I do everything. But okay, here we go. Let's see. This will be the second steep. This will really tell us which one is which here. And I guess I'll be able to tell by going back to the beginning to see the difference between the two. Yeah, this is the Chile. And I know this because of the tartness in the back of my mouth, right there. And here's the Shanlinchi. There's a creaminess. Now I'm paying attention. All right, so I'm paying attention. And this is the Shanlinchi. And this one here is the Chile. And with the second steep, they've opened up. And it's much easier for me to tell the difference between them. But a little bit of my hubris was showing. I honestly thought it would be much easier for me to tell the difference between them. And this time it didn't. It was tough. This time it was tough. But yeah, if you want to try it, next month's subscription box. This tea, I'm going to put a couple more roasts on it before I share it. And that'll probably be released midsummer, something like that. And it'd be a great subscription box as well. So I don't know, I got lots of things, right? So September is going to be all the fall teas, so the fall pear mountains. I might actually do the same thing again. If this is a big hit, if everybody really, really enjoys it, maybe I'll do the same thing with the fall teas. So you do I can do all the fall, although there's no real fall Shanlinchi, and there's no fall Alishan. But anyways, I can do some of the fall teas. And it's pretty good. Chile Shan this year is decent. I didn't buy very much. The Chile Shan is only going to be in the sets and in the subscription box. But if you really want some Shan or some if you test it out, if you taste it and you really would like some Chile Shan, then go for it. And let me know, and I can hook you up. I didn't buy it very much this year, just because I didn't. But it's really worth it. It's if you like that terroir. But if you just like the Taiwanese high mountain genre, then Shanlinchi this year, Pear Mountain's great. The organic Alishan is awesome. And the Nanhu really is. It's the best. I think best in class this year is the Nanhu. It really is gorgeous. It really, really is. Absolutely beautiful. But any questions about what we covered today? This is obviously not the very best time. Everybody's waking up in Europe and already asleep in in North America. So I really gotta, either do live streams early in the morning for me, or like super late at night, really to get that. You can hear. I don't know if you can hear it in the background. Those are the F-16s flying over my shop here. Nothing to worry about. Happens all the time. Very, very normal. This is, if they're taking off not during the day, that's when they're worry. And here in Hualien, they're just a very strange sort of day-to-day thing. It's very strange because we're all so used to it. We'll literally, be having a conversation with somebody. A plane will fly over, and you'll just stop for a second and then pick up your conversation after the plane flies over the jet. Anyways, any last options for questions. So if you got a question, just throw it in the chat right now. Like I said, the subscription box will be going out shortly. If you bought any tea, your tea is off to you. So as always, thank you everybody so much for the support. It really helps out a lot. I'll probably be taking some shots on the river. So I'll take my stuff up and I'll go take artsy fartsy shots on the river beside waterfalls and things like that. Because it's branding. Well, and it's also a lifestyle, right? That's what I do for fun. But we're getting into the quiet time, the quiet season for both tea and for sort of the tea business. Everybody goes off on their holidays. Everybody's bought their tea and they go off on their holidays. And I certainly hope that everybody out there listening to this as well can do the same thing. So I certainly hope you get some rest and you enjoy your summertime or wintertime for that matter. I always have to remember to add in the wintertime. I don't want to miss hemisphere anyone. But there's shifts. I try and write things. I've got a printed out little thing that I write to people when I send out all the packages, and sometimes I'll have to, I'll try and if I know it's Australia, I'll write in and sort of change the winter to summer and summer to winter. Sometimes I have to go in and scratch it out and write like a winter, things like that. But anyways, I certainly hope you have an amazing day, evening, night, week, and all of that. I'll try and put some more stuff out here. Again, any questions about any of this stuff, let me know. And the 5 mountain sample set will be going out to the subscription people first, and then it'll be up on the site probably in about a week or two. But thank you for watching, and we'll see you next live stream.